Hello everybody out there in the music community, this is Mike here, and I figured to show you a video of albums that came out in Christian hard rock and metal for the year 1989. I showed a video back in March of last year of albums that came out in 1988 in my collection. So I figured to do this time around the year 1989. Before I do that, let me get to a couple things. At the beginning of my videos, I think the last one, this one, I usually like to post news. So to let you know what's going on in terms of releases, the band Jerusalem is working on a new album, which is follow-up to 2010 She. They're coming out with the Swedish version this year of the new album, and the next year to follow is the English version. No title has been released yet for the album that they're working on, but it's supposed to be similar to the album Warrior, which came out in 1981. We all know how great that album is. It's a fantastic album. It's going to be similar to that one. So have a look out for that one, in whichever format you want to get in. Also, Kerry Livgren, as you may know of Kansas and AD, has released and finished his album called Lazarus Rising, which is like cantata. That is now out. You can now go online and order it for those who are Kansas and AD fans. All right, that's my news. And on a technical side, when I show my videos that you'll see when I post this one, it's in ambulance format. In other words, it's reverse. I have a Galaxy phone S20. Can someone? I know someone would try to help me out, trying to figure out how to put it in the right way. I know when I take a picture, it shows up fine, but when I show a video, it's backwards. So can someone just put a comment below to let me know how to correct that? I'm trying to make some changes on my channel, and that's one of them. Okay, so let's get right to what we're going to talk about in terms of releases in 1989. So as you may know, in the mainstream music, we had Dr. Feelgood from Motley Crue come out in September of '89. We've had Wasp with Headless Children came out in 1989. We've had the first Badlands album, which came out in 1989, and lots of other releases. So I'm going to show what I have in my collection. The first one I'm going to show is not a hard rock or metal band, but it's a band Whiteheart. They proved Freedom in 1989. And I know me and my other friends thought that this is a really good album, and still think. I had it on cassette. Now I have a CD, and the one before this one was sort of okay, which was Emergency Broadcast. And this is a good album too, but was not as good as the one came out before that, which was Doing for a Movie, which is a better album. But this one here is a great album. This is way better. This kind of blows Mercy Broadcast, which came out in '87, Ed Water. Great album. We got like Bye Bye Babylon, Sing Your Freedom, The Kingdom Come, which starts off with a starts off slow with the bass playing and percussion playing, and it's so like a slow rocker, but it kicks into high gear later in the song. So let's let the Kingdom Come. And then we have Power Tools, Invitation, Set the Bridge on Fire, which is I think is a bonus track, which is not on the actual CD cassette. And there's another cool tune called River Will Flow. It's more of a mellow tune, very good melodic tune. This is Whiteheart Freedom, came out in 1989. In the summer, I remember it being a very hot summer that summer, and I bought this album, really good, and I cranked this in my car a lot back in that summer, that fall of '89. So Whiteheart Freedom, you can pick this up on the website if you're interested. If you don't have this album, I highly recommend this album. Next up we have Petra Praise, which is a follow-up to their great hard rocking album On Fire. Came out in 1989. This got I believe either 2 or 4 songs that the band wrote. I think I'm not sure, I forget now. And the rest is like choruses that's sung in church, in youth meetings. So it's a great album. A lot of there's a bit of hard rock elements in this, like Petra's well known for. And they left Star Song during this time and joined Dayspring Records, which is a subsidiary of Word Records. And and the next several albums they came out with after this point was on Word Records. That one, Beyond Belief, Unseen Power, and so on. Now this one I got for free because what happened was that now if you look at this album real close, there's no numbers written on the inside of this album, no in dot matrix. What happened was that when I bought the album from the Book and Bible back in early 2017 called, 1997 called Petra Praise, We Need Jesus, I was leaving and manager came out and chased me. She said that, here, this is a free CD for you because those who bought Petra Praise 2, We Need Jesus, get this one for free. So she gave me, the manager of Book and Bible gave me this one for free, and which is really cool because I had this on cassette, never had a CD at the time, and this was back in '97. She gave it to me, so in summer of '97. That's really cool because I bought Petra Praise 2, We Need Jesus back in March or February of '97, and then she chased me down and gave me this for me leaving the Book and Bible in that summer. That's kind of cool. Really nice of her to give me this. So kind of cool. Next we have a very good album. This is Mastodon Remastered version of Lufcadio. It's Jungle Out There. Really good album. And this Dave Amato of Ariel Speedwagon sang lead vocals on a couple songs in this one. It's a really good album. This is probably of the three Mastodon albums, I think this one would be my favorite. I mean, he's got like It's Jungle Out There, Glory Bound, which is an excellent tune, Islands in the Sky, Get Up, Love That Will Survive, Right Hand, Wasn't Love. Great songs in this one. This is pretty much a 9 or 10 for me on this album. As a project band from Dino Jalafonte, they did one date in '91 at Cornerstone. It's not so much a touring band as more of a project. And they released this one in '89, and nothing more need to be said with this one. It's a fantastic album. Here we have the fantastic band Rez with their album Innocent Blood. This came out in 1989. This is an original issue from Ocean and Gura Records. Original pressing. Here you have it. And I mean, what can we say with this one? I mean, we got like Altar of Pain, House on Fire, Child of Blues, Laughing Man, Bargain. I mean, there are some great classic songs in this one from Rez. So there you have it. This is probably their, I believe, 9th album at the time. And they continue on with their raw blues-based hard rock, which we all know and love from Rez. There you have it, Rez Innocent Blood. Next up we have Guardian, First Watch. This is a 2018 Retroactive Records reissue. There you have it. Now, I originally bought this on cassette. Actually, what happens was my father came back on a business trip, and he bought this on cassette at the record store up in mainland Canada, because I'm in Newfoundland. And he came back from trip and came back with the cassette. I remember cranking that cassette a lot during that time period, between 89 and 90, that period, from Guardian. And as you may know, the cassette had 10 songs, and so did the vinyl. I also got this on vinyl too. One second, let me show it to you. Vinyl, here we have it. So this is on vinyl too, from Enigma Records, original issue. And the vinyl and cassette only had vinyl and cassette had 10 songs. And I think I saw the CD of this back in the day that had 12 songs, I think, back in 89, 90, 91, I'm not sure. But this one has the, if not mistaken, does have is listed here as a 12 songs here. It also has the California Metal compilation, 2 songs on that one, if not mistaken. Let me just double check. I think it does. I have to double check that. I should be prepared for my video. I think it does. So yeah, this does have the California metal compilation called Spiritual Warfare. And I believe it's Hyperdrive and California metal compilation. You guys know the songs. I don't need to go into any more detail. But yeah, this is a great album. I mean, we got I'll Never Leave You, Kingdom of Rock, One of a Kind, World Without Love, Rock and Victory, Hyperdrive, Marching On, Spiritual Warfare. All great tunes. So there you have it. And The Good Life, another great tune. There you have it. Great Guardian First Watch, came out in 1989. Great album. Here we have the band Zion. And this is the 1989 album Thunder from the Mountain. Now there's a couple of versions of this one. The first pressings didn't have the name here up in the upper corner. I think mine is the actual second pressing that had the name there. The other pressing didn't only have the artwork. I'm not sure the reason why they did that, but that's what they did. And here is the inside there. Nothing on the inside except for lyrics. And this one was produced by David Safaro. As you may know, he's the guitarist from the first two Bloodgood albums. But from just Bloodgood, Detonation, Rock and Hard Place. And he went on to a solo career and got into producing. Put a few solo albums back in the late 80s or 90s. Now, there's a story about this one. Back around 89-90, Murr Records was entertaining the fact of taking on a hard rock artist in a roster to start, so that they start promoting hard rock bands. So I know we all know Guardian Venture came on that label, but that was before that. And the two bands they're entertaining were Holy Soldier and Zion. Now, David Safaro produced both albums. This one came out in 1989, and the debut from Holy Soldier came out in, I believe, April 1990. So for some reason, Holy Soldier, they signed Holy Soldier, not them. Now, for some weird reason, why didn't sign both bands? I don't know. Maybe they want to get their foot wet, didn't want to get too much into it. But Holy Soldier was a band who got signed to Murr Records, not Zion. I guess if they got signed, Zion, things would have been different. I don't know. But as you may know, Rex Scott of X Sinner was the lead singer of this band, and he joined X Sinner. So there you have it. Kind of like when Guardian, Jimmy Rowe left Tempest and joined Guardian in 1991. So Rex Scott left, and both bands were on Packing Records, X Sinner and Guardian. So Rex Scott left Zion, or disbanded or something, and he joined X Sinner. There you have it. I also have the new remastered version, which came a couple years ago, 2019. It has a bonus track called The Big Fall, and it kind of mimics the vinyl version. I got the vinyl there behind me, which I won't put right now. Kind of mimics the vinyl version, because the exact same thing in the CD is in the vinyl. So there you have it. Speaking of X Sinner, here we have the 1989 Get It album from X Sinner, and this came out very late 1989. I met Greg Bishop here in which is another community about a few hours away from me in Deer Lake, because they were here giving a tour, or giving a part in a festival. Sorry, and I asked him, I said, what year did this album came out? And he said, Dave Bishop, guitar player, told me in December of '89, around December of '89, because I noticed back then there was like 1990 written on a cassette, which I had. Yeah, this one showed 1989. So yeah. This one actually, so it was very late 1990 this one came out. I remember getting this one back around summer of 1990, and I cranked this in my car a lot. This is a great album. This is almost near perfect album, near like 9.5 out of 10. I do have also the A&M version, which should have pulled out. Which is this one here. The A&M version. This is very rare. I only bought this for around $30 online from a guy on Facebook, but this is going for around $100 on, or $100, but you know, close up there, $100 on online. So I got both versions. This is the ENM version with the beige gray cover, which I like. And this is the Petra Praise records. There you have it. Here you have another great band, which is one of my favorite artists, is Shout, which features lead vocals of Ken Tamplin, In Your Face. There's a Girder Records reissue. As it came out in 1989. Not much more needs to be said with this one. I won't go any further. Here you have Angelica. The self-titled album came out in 1989. And I really bought the cassette back in around the winter of 1990, around February, March, around there of 1990. When I saw a shop, I bought it. So here's the remastered, reissued Girder Records version. Of course, you all may know this features Canadian guitarist Dennis Cameron. So he's a fellow Canadian. And also shows the vocals of Rob Rock. Annie Lowen, the vocalist, couldn't do the vocals. And Ken Tamplin drilled him to do the vocals a certain way. And he couldn't do it. So they called up Rob Rock, flew him in. And within a couple weeks, Rob Rock did the vocals of this album. So there you have it. And we have the fantastic album, which is one of my favorites from this band. And you all know who this guy is and this band is, a great guitar player. White Cross, Triumphant Return. It's a fantastic album. I mean, just every song in this one is good. There's an original Star Song issue version. Triumphant Return came out in 1989. Great album. I mean, you got Tension Please. Red Light, great song. Behold Lamb of God, which is a fantastic ballad, one of the best ballads they put out. Shakedown, Simple Man, great acoustic tune, laid back kind of acoustic tune. Over the Top, Heaven's Calling Tonight. That's pretty much my favorite tunes in the album. I believe the guitar solo is a Flashpoint, which is a great guitar solo. Great album. I mean, the first three White Cross albums are my favorite. Their albums In the Kingdom and Triumphant Return, In the Kingdom and Alligator are good, but being on where these were the first, when they signed a Star Song in 1990, In the Kingdom was the first album they put underneath that label, and it kind of went towards the ballad side where they would put out like 11 songs and guaranteed 3 or 4 of them would be a ballad, whereas on their albums before that, be only 1 or 2 ballads. It's a bit too heavy ballads for me. I do like ballads, but like you only need 1 or 2 per album. Any more than that is too much. But this only has 2 ballads, but they're good, and a guitar solo, and pretty much 7 hard rockers. So great album. Here we have Bloodgood, which I have the reissued version coming in 2014 or 15, which is Rock and Hard Place, and this is a great Bloodgood album. Bloodgood sort of returned to their heavier heavy metal roots with this one and louder songs. Rock and Hard Place was a mellower album compared to Detonation, their self-titled. They went back to roots on this one. I think this is a better album than Rock and Hard Place. I mean, got Out of Darkness, Let My People Go, America, It's All Right, Top of the Mountain, Hey You. Great tunes in this one. So I believe it's a little bit better than Rock and Hard Place, but like I said, Rock and Hard Place has got like She's Gone and 7 and Do or Die. These were great tunes too, and plus many other ones on the album. So here we have Bloodgood, Darkness, 1989. And also, forgot to mention this, after this album, they did the Love America Shaking the World albums video, and which they put out from a tour they did back in the local area of Seattle. It's the 2 dates they did. So they had a pretty good tour from this album too. There you have it. And here we have Barren Cross. What can be said about this album? This is a great album. It's probably one of my favorite releases from 1989 from a lot of bands I mentioned. I think this is not a ranking video. This is more or less just what I have in my collection. But Barren Cross, Out of Control. I remember buying this cassette same time about the Angelica back in early 1990. And I didn't realize that this cassette had 10 songs, which ended off with 2,000 Years, Bigotry Man, 2,000 Years. That was the 9th and 10th song. I didn't realize there was 2 other songs floating around there because there's different versions of this album. The Benson Records had Your Love Gives, and the Enigma Records version CD had Escape in the Night. And I believe certain versions didn't have 2,000 Years, they had Your Love Gives instead. So that song was left off it for the 10-song version. But I'm glad to say that when Retroactive Records from Matt Hunt, when he did this album, they included both songs in this album, which is really, really great because you get the full 12-song epic songs from this album and this one. And I love the artwork. I mean, just fantastic job inside. Scott Waters' layout. I love that picture of the band. I know a lot of people like Atomic Arena. I think I like this one more. This is a bit more polished than Atomic Arena, where Atomic Arena was a bit more raw, which I like that sound too. But this is a really, really good album. I mean, State of Control, At a Time, Hard Lies, Saves Intensity, Love at Full Volume, Big Tree Man, which is a great song with racism, 2,000 Years with that epic song with Christ. Your Love Gives is a great power ballad or keyboard ballad, and Escape in the Night. This is a great album. I love this album. And last two bands, on the show is, of course, we all know this one, Sacred War Master Command. Fantastic album. Mine is the gold disc reissue version. And there you have it. And we got Master Command. We got Bound in Chains. The Flood, Holy, Holy, Holy. Paradise. I mean, great album. If you like Queensryche, you can hear some Iron Maiden influence in this one. Judas Priest, Queensryche. You definitely like this one. Then we have Deliverance. Again, their self-titled debut came in 1989. When I heard this album back in late 89, early 1990, I taped off from a taped off cassette from a friend, and I was blown away. This was, I mean, I cranked this one. I listened over and over and over again on my taped off copy. I eventually bought this one and Weapons of Warfare back in summer of 1991. But man, what an album. Memories, cranking this album. Man, you know, this is probably their, I don't know if it's their best album, but it's definitely up there in terms of their catalog. This one and Weapons and Wild Joke is my 3 favorite Deliverance albums. But, you know, nothing much to be said about this one. So, Deliverance, self-titled 1989. This is when I first heard of them. I originally thought they were a British band. I didn't think they were like a West Coast band. But I guess as I read more about them, I got more familiar with them. But yeah, great album, Deliverance. Hey folks, I'm hitting on 22 minutes. That is many of my albums I have that was released in 1989. I don't think I've missed any. I pretty much captured all of them. And I do enjoy showing them to you. Let me know your favorite albums from 1989. What do you have in your collection? Maybe you can show a video of what you have in your collection from different genres of music. Rock, pop, country, Christian, mainstream, whatever you have in your collection. I mean, I would be interested in hearing from what you got to say about that year 1989. What memories you have. I remember cranking these albums in my car back that time period and cranking them, enjoying them with my friends. I mean, you know, during rolling the windows down and cranking them during summer, you know. So what are your favorite albums from that year? Let me know what you think. Anyway, all the best. Have a great day. Bye now.